ॐ विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यन्निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यस्साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्रचित्रीकृतं मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि महायोगी वयस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ So what is under discussion is a topic which is called Anatma Mithyatvam. Anatma is Mithya. That's a topic between verse 41 to 83 in Aparokshanubhuti. Means either material world is the reality and consciousness emerges from it, or consciousness is a reality and material, so-called material, emerges from it. And if the consciousness is a reality, materially matter is not really a matter. What emerges from consciousness is essentially consciousness. And if matter is a reality, then the consciousness which emerges is really not a consciousness. It's matter. If that is a thing, then there would not be a first-person experience. Artificial intelligence, etc., and even other all neuroscientists, well, they are all trying to find out what is consciousness. They are trying to measure it. Well, you can measure in terms of, all graphs and everything. But that they can never measure a first-person experience. As what I experience, they cannot measure. Anyway. Point is, what is truth out of these two? So science is in direction of ultimately saying, well, they say consciousness means life. Consciousness is much bigger than the life. Yeah, you are much bigger than your life. Life is what? Sentiency, right? Merely sentiency. Your body is conscious. And such a conscious body, conscious subtle body, physical body functions. It's a life. The sentiency goes away, there is no life. Sentiency is really, that sentiency in the body is merely a reflection of the consciousness. Right? It's like a saying, like sun tells itself that the reflection in a given pond, etc., that's my reality, how it is. Sun is much bigger than its reflection or manifestation in a given medium. But what I am saying is, therefore, there is an emergence of life from cosmic soup. That was a thing, and the life has emerged later. The Time magazine said, I said in the morning, it's quite, for many years I read that. Consciousness is an evanescent phenomena in the matter. It's a new phenomena. Like child, small child kind of. and it will go away. Before it becomes old, it will go away. Someday, the sun will explode and this life will go away. Supernova and all this. Anyway, point is, so life comes and goes. Consciousness comes and goes. That's how they say. Matter was there, matter is there, matter will be there. That's the reality. We say, no, consciousness, was there, consciousness is there, consciousness will be there. Matter is a simple a phenomena, so-called matter. The manifestation in form of this Jagat is a phenomena, which is a mithya phenomena, etc. We'll be seeing that. Anyway, that is the Upanishad, that's a Vedanta. And we were discussing in the morning that whatever your perception is, there is no error in perception. There is no error in perception, like you are seeing me. So I am a seen, you are a seer, and there is a sight. This is a invariable thing. So I am seen, you are a seer, that's fine. That's a perception. In perception there is no error, but definitely there can be an error in conclusion based on perception. You may conclude one for the other, or you may even have an error pertaining to certain attributes in a given person which are not there really, but you think that they are there. So anyway, point is, but this remains invariable. You see, it's seen, the object of sight, you are the seer, and there is a sight. That is invariable. Now, in this invariable thing, I, the subject, is invariable, and objects are many. Objects are many, vary. I see now a pot, I see a clip, I see this. Objects, but what I see, the seen objects vary. I, the seer, is invariable. Then I hear various sounds, sounds vary. I, the hearer, is invariable, like that. And now the Upanishad inquires, I'm talking about Upanishad right now, we have to see ultimately in the Aparokshanubhuti, but the basis is here only in Upanishad. And so, Upanishad gives an astounding statement that really speaking, the knower, the subject, and what you know in general, the object, they are one alone. So essentially both are one. That is what we have to see. If you can prove that, then definitely this anatma, etc. becomes mithya automatically. And the very subject, in essence, is the basis for both the knower and known, etc. We will understand that. And to establish this prima facie possibility, in the Upanishad there is a statement, knowing which everything is known. And it's a very big statement in Chandogya Upanishad. So Shvetaketu was 12 years old. He was sent to a Gurukulam, and then after study he came back at the age of 24. That's how it has been told. So after 12 years of Vedic study, he returned home. And when he returned home, the father Uddalaka found him very proud. He could recite the whole Veda, etc., inside out. He was very brilliant. He was brilliant, that's fine. But he was conscious of his own brilliance. That's a pride. If I am brilliant, suppose. If I am brilliant, that's fine. But if I am conscious that I am brilliant, that's a pride. That was a thing with him. And that was revealed. That is how Upanishad describes. So, actually learning does not include any pride. One can learn, and there is so much to learn in life. Even a child can be a teacher for us to give us learning. In that case, you keep on learning. You need not have a pride. But Shvetaketu's father noticed that. And so he was very upset. And he called him and asked that, Shvetaketu, did you ask your teacher for that knowledge gaining which everything is as well known? Like that question he asked. So, Uddalaka has asked this question, and Shvetaketu replied, revealing further pride. He said, I do not think my teacher knew it. He should have said, well, I did not ask. That's a simple answer. I did not ask my teacher. But instead he said, well, I do not think my teacher knew, ever knew that. Well, anyway, so means he wanted to tell to his father that had my teacher known, he would have taught me, since I was the most brilliant student in the group. Well, probably he did not know, etc. So, therefore he did not teach. So, Shvetaketu's replied like this, and father was very silent, and he could see, the Shvetaketu could see that father's face, and so he realized that I did a mistake. So, I had not answered father's question, etc. And then he asked to his father that, is there such a knowledge knowing which everything is as well known? And his father said, yes, there is a knowledge. And then he cited a few examples. Uddalaka, the father, cited few examples to prove the existence of such knowledge, knowing which everything means everything, is as well known. So, what are the examples Uddalaka gave? The first example he gave is ekena mritpindena sarvam nunmayam vijnatam syat. That's a statement in the Upanishad. So, with the knowledge of one lump of clay, all other things made of clay is as well known. That's a statement, and that's an example given by Uddalaka. Means by knowing one product of a clay, like a pot, like a jar, like a lid, etc., like a vase. Knowing one thing, everything made up of that thing is as well known. So, if there were 1,000 forms of a clay, each with name, we would count 1,000 pieces. But if we count clay, there is only one. So, by knowing what makes one clay pot, anything that is made up of clay is as well known. So, this is a arithmetic here. One clay plus 1,000 pots also is one alone. Now, regarding this pot, we will have to find out what is the reality. So, we use the word pot here. So, there must be an object for this word pot. And we are confining to Upanishadic example here. Other examples also could be there. But this is the example, and it's right here. So this particular pot I am saying, if it has a human mind, I am sure he must be having a sense of rejection for itself. Because it is sitting here in dark. It has come from India. While leaving India, it must have told Tata to all his friends, right? I am going to America. And that too I am going to in Pennsylvania. And I am going to be with some Swami, etc. But once he came here, he doesn't know his fate. He was just sitting here in dark. It wanted to see even a Liberty statue of New York. So the Swami did not take him along. So, if there is a human mind in this pot, definitely it would feel this kind of a rejection for oneself. Anyway, so this is a pot according to all of us. And our understanding is that clay is an adjective and pot is a substance. That's how we use the word clay pot, etc. So, clay is an adjective, pot is a substance, etc. So, but Vedanta says that's not true. Our ancient knowledge regarding the pot is really speaking the magic, ancient magic. Our ancient knowledge regarding pot is ancient magic. And let's see. So if I pick up in my hand and I say, what is that? Well, you say it is pot. I would say, where is pot? What is in my hand is clay. And you cannot negate it also, because the weight of the pot is the weight of the clay. Therefore, the whole pot, what you say as an object, is a weightless pot. Weightless pot. There is no weight of the pot. Really speaking, it is clay, and therefore, whatever the weight of the pot, as you say, it is the weight of the clay only, and therefore, the pot is a weightless pot. Okay. What you touch is not, you are not touching a pot, you are touching a clay. If you are smelling a pot, you are not smelling a pot, you are smelling a clay. In fact, you are seeing a form of the pot, I am saying that's wrong. You are seeing form of a clay. You are hearing sound of a pot, no, you are not hearing sound of a pot, you are hearing sound of a clay. And so you are tasting pot, no, you are tasting clay. So pot is not an object. If it is an object, it would be an object of sight, object of taste, object of touch. And the weight, well, of course, is weight of clay only. So anyway, where is pot? So well, you cannot say it is on the clay. It is on the clay, you cannot say. The clip is on the clay, not pot is on the clay. Could you follow? This clip is on the pot, I am sorry. Clip is on the pot, but you cannot say pot is on the clay. Could you follow? So otherwise, you can take it out. You cannot take it out. So pot is not on the clay. Pot is not in the clay. Pot is not off the clay. You cannot take it out or take off the pot, and clay remains. That is also not there. And therefore, basically, where is pot? This is ancient magic. Well, I keep pot right in front of me, myself, and make it disappear totally. And I don't wear that long sleeves where I can hide the pot. And this is open magic. So while it is there, it is not there. That is magic. While it is there, it is not there. That is what the magic is. This is ancient magic. Now there are new magic techniques. Wonderful. I saw one video of the New York street. Wonderful. All were in one compartment kind of a thing, and within a second, all were found in another compartment. I was astonished. But this is our magic, Vedanta's magic. While keeping the pot in the hand, I say there is no pot at all. Anyway, so what is pot? That's the issue. You will say there is no pot at all. Pot doesn't exist. No, that's not true. Pot holds water. Clay does not hold water. If clay holds water, we will not buy pot. Why should we buy pot? Lot of clay. So you cannot say pot doesn't exist. You cannot say pot exists. If pot exists, I say, where is pot? That is the thing. Pot really exists? No, Swamiji, clay exists. Okay, therefore pot does not exist? You cannot say yes. This is what it is. This is what it is. And therefore, well, there is a pot, it's a reality because it holds water, that is accepted. So if you accept the existence of a pot, please listen, then, well, let us understand objectively what the pot is. To be objective, well, is to give a status to this pot, right? To give a status to this pot. So, well, we have to say it is neither existent, meaning it does not exist on its own, nor it is non-existent because it holds water. It is in between. You cannot call it as a non-existent. You cannot call it existent. It's in between. This is what the thing is. This is the magic. Anyway, So while the pot is a reality, well, definitely the pot is a reality so far as you say because it holds water, but the reality of the pot, the truth of the pot, the Atma of the pot, the self of the pot is clay. And therefore, pot has its being in clay. And the pot can ask this question, then Swamiji, how can I get rooted in the knowledge that I am clay? Well, you need not get rooted, you are clay. When you say, if pot asks me, how can I get rooted in the knowledge that I am clay, means there is some reality to the pot. Could you follow? Yeah. It wants to establish into the knowledge that I am clay, etc. Well, it's a question of an understanding. There is no necessity to get rooted. In fact, words can keep you hooked on to this kind of wrong notions. The pot is clay. The pot was clay. Well, pot will be clay only. So it is clay even now. And this pot is simply a value addition, an amazing addition. This is miraculous. Amazing addition without addition. So without being there, it is there. Without being there, it is there. That is what the miracle is. So basically, on inquiry, so far as pot, without inquiry, you can say pot. Once you inquire, pot vanishes. That's how it is. So when you are talking about pot here, the whole world also is full of pots. One pot loves the other pot and says also, I love you also. All this, the story between the pots. The whole world is names and forms. We'll be discussing that. And now take another object which is made up of clay, like a vase or lid or jar or something. It's also a clay. So we have a different word for a vase, etc. I don't have here, but this is also a pot, so will not use it. Anyway, so we cannot use the word pot because it's a different form. The pot is clay, even the vase also is a clay. So there are different words because there are different forms of clay. The astounding part basically is that it is just a word sitting on clay. Please understand this. Every word, pot is a word sitting on clay. Vase is a word sitting on clay. There is no object pot. Word sitting on clay. Even the lid is a word sitting on clay. Everything. So that's how they say in the beginning there was a word and the word was with the God, etc., etc. Well, anyway. So form alone is a magic. Form alone is a magic. There are other religions who are talking against Hinduism, that they worship the forms and idols, etc. Well, there is joy is in this form. Well, there is no magic, etc. in formlessness, which is why, those who are critical of forms have not only lost of the truth, but they have lost everything else also. Anyway, form is contained in a name. Pot, word. Please understand. Pot, word, in that the form is contained and it is in our head. That is called knowledge. A word, meaning. That's called knowledge. So, and that is the beauty. So, that is how when a known word is spoken, the meaning transpires immediately. So, anyway, this is regarding pot. Let's go further. So, reality of any object is that here in this world, that it is neither self-existent nor non-existent. I have given the example of pot. You can take anything. I am going to take something else. It's always in between. What is this in between reality? Will give the name later. But there is reality of the all, Like the pot, reality of all the names and forms is like this, in between. You cannot call it existent, you cannot call it non-existent. You cannot call existent because every form serves certain purpose. We cannot call it non-existent. Every form serves a purpose. That's how Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says Nama Rupa Karma. Karma means here a certain prayojana. It serves a purpose. And as it serves a purpose, immediately we attach reality to it. Immediately. That is how we are tuned. Anything which serves a purpose is real. That's how we know. So, just because pot serves the purpose of holding water, well, pot is real. If pot is real, then I lift and ask you, where is pot? Then you find there is no pot. So, this is how it is. Could you follow? So, this is how it is. Anyway, it is always in between. Even a shirt, like a shirt. So, we cannot imagine a shirt without thinking a fabric. Here also you cannot imagine a pot without thinking of clay. You cannot. Same way in a shirt also. So we cannot imagine a shirt without thinking of fabric at the same time. It's impossible. So the truth, the Atma of this shirt is the fabric. The Atma, as I said, the Atma of this, the truth of this pot, essence of this pot is clay. Same way for fabric, for shirt it is fabric. And if the shirt has to be seen and objective, well, it cannot afford to be ignorant of the fact that I am fabric. Shirt should know it, that I am fabric. And the truth is that the shirt is fabric, but the fabric is not the shirt. Pot is clay, but clay is not the pot, right? So, however, knowing that it is a fabric, well, is not enough on the part of shirt, because there is truth, the Atma of the fabric also. The fabric also draws its being from yarn. And the yarn draws its being from the fibers. So you pick up a shirt and you have a varieties of the words now. Shirt, fabric, yarn, and the fibers. All are just words. There are no corresponding objects here. Could you follow? Pot is a word, there is no corresponding object. Object is clay only. Same way here also, when you analyze further, you get more and more words. Anyway, so we have 4 words in one shirt, meaning there are 4 objects without being objects. You have a word for this pot, right? But I just told you, pot is a word sitting on the object, clay. There is no corresponding object for the word pot here. Therefore, pot with its meaning form is merely in your mind, which we call knowledge. More you dwell into this, more you analyze, more you will get words, meaningful words, like yarn, meaningful word, fabric, meaningful word, fiber, meaningful word. It's not like gagabugai, right? It's not like gagabugai. So word and meaning, not here. Here, it's in the mind. Outside, well, what is there? That we have to see. We are going towards that. What's the reality outside? Anyway, so none of them has a being. What I want to say, the shirt, the fiber, the fabric, the yarn, and even these fibers have no being at all. So then, well, further you can go, and from the fibers you can go to molecules. Then molecules has no being, atoms have no being, particles have no being. Then, well, what is the being? What is that being which gives a status of beingness to everything? Thank God Upanishad says, well, yadidam sarvam ayam atma. So, yadidam sarvam. Actually, idam sarvam yadayam atma. That's how Brihadaranyaka Upanishad talks. Idam sarvam yadayam atma. But I am taking yet idam sarvam. Whatever is there, well, is in reality outside. The being is the self only. We have to understand this. So it says Atma. All that we know here is the self. That's how the statement is. And fortunately for us, the word self we use, the word I is only used with this self. Or the self is used only for the word I. Either. Word I is used for the self, that's better actually. So you are the only person in the world, you can refer it by the word I. You cannot use the word I for anybody else, for anything else. Everyone and everything else is non-I, other than I, that is the self. That shows that I am the being ultimately in the entire creation. It looks like that. So the Atma alone is everything. That appears like this. So what is, I is used with the self. Other than that, it is all non-I. What is non-I? Well, Milky Way is non-I. Milky Way is non-I. And the earth is non-I. Everything else that is objectified is non-I. So Milky Way exists. How do you know? Well, it is evident to me. Now what is that me? We will have to see. It becomes evident to me. Therefore I say it exists. When anything becomes evident to you, you say it exists. When Swami is evident to you, so you say Swami is. Anyway, so how does it become evident to me, Milky Way? Well, definitely becomes evident to me through some means of knowing, through telescope, whatever, through means of knowing. But of course, eyes also will be included. And that is how, it is valid. Since we use a means of knowing, so we say it is valid. So there is a Milky Way, there is, our galaxy which has billions of stars. Sun is one of the stars. And the sun is evident to me. The planets, Jupiter, etc. is evident to me. The earth is evident to me. And the moon is evident to me. Earth has a constituents, continents. Is evident to me. Two-thirds of water is there on the earth, is evident to me. And then there are North America and South America. They are evident to me. Pennsylvania is an evident to me. Right? Am I right or wrong? Pennsylvania is evident to me. Silosberg is evident to me. Arshavidya Gurukulam is evident to me. How can you say Arshavidya Gurukulam is evident to me? Do you say this statement or not? That there is a Gurukulam. You say there is a Gurukulam, means it is evident to you. So simple. So this temple hall is evident to you. The Swami is evident to you. This Swami, bigger Swami. Swami is evident to you. The body is evident to you. Let me check. Because everything is evident to me. What is that me? Could be the body, Swami. Do you think the Milky Way is evident to the body? The galaxy is evident to the body? Pennsylvania is evident to the body? The Silosberg is evident to the body? The temple hall is evident to body? Gurukulam is evident to body? If that is the case, I am body. Then you should not be evident of your body. Because you are the body. Everything is evident to I, that is body. Therefore, body should not be evident. You say, no, body is evident to me, therefore you are not the body. That's the thing. I said in the morning, while talking about this verse 17 to 40, that there is Atmanatma Vivek, I said, that is where even it has been shown that I am not physical body, etc. I am not the subtle body. Well, so this is how it is. Everything is evident to me. To me means to whom? If it is to the body only, then further evidence is not there. But you say, this body is evident to me. And in fact, it is more evident sometimes when you get a backache. Right? It becomes more evident. Very much evident, especially there is a pain in the body. So you say, I have a body. Enough. That I is not body. Please understand this. I have a body. Means body is evident to you. Otherwise you will not make this statement, I have a body. So basically, well, the body is evident to me, and any notion, this is what actually, this is a process of nididhyasana. So the body is evident to me, and any notion that I have about myself, center on the body, is also evident to me. I mean, my body is conditioned. I am old, I am young, etc. I am black, I am white, whatever. So all is evident to me. The attributes of body are evident to me. In fact, there is no body. There is no body. It's a word. I don't have flower here. This is how the myth is. Magic is this. I keep a flower in the hand. You say it is flower. Now I just, remove the petals. And I say now, because it's all petals only. So now petals are there, few petals. I say it is flower only. You say no, I will not speak flower. Where flower has gone? That flower only I have, petals I have removed and put it as a one small heap. I say that is flower only. No, I will not use the word flower. So that, the word flower corresponding in object with objective reality is not there. Now, okay, Swamiji, now, petals are there. Therefore, that is the reality. I am saying petals also is another word. If I make further, disintegration, etc., and bring down to the level of molecules, etc., you will say now molecules. You will not use the word petals. So-called object, you are adding, when you analyze, you have a certain words with certain meaning called form. It's all here. You are analyzing, because you are saying, I am analyzing and I am getting knowledge of the flower, knowledge of names and forms. Please understand this, everything is consciousness, that's where I am leading you. So it's all knowledge, because you say, I am understanding flower, I am understanding flower. What you are understanding is, you take out, you get a word, petal, and there is certain form. You get more pieces, or let's say molecules, I don't want to do in between. So molecules. And then there is certain form in your mind, certain concept in your mind. That's it. That's it. Where is flower? Where is petal? Where is molecule? You go further, particles, and then ultimately it comes down to the level of concepts only. You need a blackboard then, with lots of equations. Lots of equations which he only will understand, you and me will not never understand. So, a flower has gone to ultimately the level of concepts. That's where but anyway, I don't want to jump into that right now. Anyway, so body is also like a pot. But how, Swamiji, how? Well, pot basically is just a word, we have seen. Even this body also I can reduce, like a flower, I can reduce it to a few bunch of cells. This body can be looked upon in a different ways. There are several models. And physicists will look upon this body differently. Biologists will look upon a little differently. And our people will look upon with elemental model. These are all 5 elements, etc. only. So these are, the different people will look upon differently. Bunch of elements, you say, that is our model. Or a bunch of cells, biologists will say. Like that. Or bunch of some chemicals. Or bunch of some other elements. I think Carl Sagan said that you are stardust or something. I don't remember. That's kind of a statement. You are a stardust. So basically carbon and hydrogen and whatnot, phosphorus and everything. These are all things that was there. This is what in the universe. So point is, ultimately, where is body? Where is body? So this is how it is. Anyway, body is evident to me. Bunch of cells is evident to me. If it is our elements, it is evident to me. Well, so who is this I? Hunger and thirst are evident to me. Well, eyes and ears are evident to me. Well, and that the eyes see or that they don't see is evident to me. Which is why even ophthalmologist also, basically checks with me. I ask him for a pair of glass. And then when he examines my eyes, he asks, do you see now? Well, I said yes. Then he, based upon that, he gives a pair of glasses. So I cannot say I am the eyes because I know the conditions of the eyes and conditions of the ears, etc. They are evident to me. I think, Swamiji, I am the mind. Ultimately, because all these things everything is evident to me occurs where? Here. Everything that occurs here, and therefore I am the mind. Well, mind is a very variable thing and momentary. Mind means basically thoughts which flow, momentary thoughts, vritti. And thought is basically momentary, and therefore that's how I said in the morning that a mind control is basically a myth, because what you can control should be there. What is momentary is not available for you to control. And therefore, basically it may happen so that there are several thoughts which have the same object. Same object. Like in the movie, you see the same scene, but it's not one frame. There are thousands of frames with the same object. Same way the thoughts are also like that. Thousands of, every moment actually a thought is arising. And therefore, so basically without mind intervention there cannot be any cognition also. The flower which you see in my hand, suppose, it is because definitely there is a flower thought. And the flower reflects the light which reaches the stimulus. My eyes pick up that stimulus and which is transferred into the image of the flower. That image is nothing but the thought. So, and that you see in the mind. That is evident to you. That image is evident to you. The thought is evident to you. Means the mind is evident to you. Therefore, you are not mind. You are not mind. In fact, you talk about your mind much more than you talk about any other part of your body. You talk about your mind so much. When anger arises, on how much the intensity of the anger, what is the frequency of the anger, and in anger what you do, you can narrate. And when anger subsides, what are the external factors which help to subside my anger? Everything. All your emotions, in fact, you are able to talk to your friends, talk to a psychiatrist, anybody. You talk about yourself, basically yourself as a person, you talk about your mind. When you talk about your mind must be evident to you. Otherwise you cannot talk. And therefore you are not the mind. Well, so where are we leading? Maybe zero. So, then memory is evident to me, knowledge is evident to me, the ignorance also is evident to me. Well, I know what I don't know, etc. And the loss of memory, what I forget also is evident to me. Everything is evident to me. So who am I then? Anyway, we have covered the world which is evident to me through the senses. I have covered the world which is inside in terms of emotion, hunger, thirst, knowledge, ignorance, memory. Inside world where I don't need senses, yet they are evident to me. And at the same time, time and space also is evident to me. Time is evident to me, space is evident to me. So, basically the whole thing is evident to me. This I, we don't know. What is that me means, what is that I? We don't know. Everything is evident to me. Every one of them exists from ignorance onwards, because it is evident to me. Everything is because it is evident to me. Space is because space is evident to me. Time is because it is evident to me. Memory is, because it is evident to me. That's how the thing is. Now the question, $1,000,000 question is this, that I to whom everything becomes evident, is it existent or not? Well, everything is evident, therefore it exists. But the I, to whom everything becomes evident, does that I exist or not? Well, you don't need actually a means of knowing to know that you exist. Right? You don't need a means of knowing to know that I exist. Ignorance is because, well, I am witness to that. Hunger and thirst are there because I am witness to that. I am aware of the hunger pangs, etc. Because there is a means of knowing directly. I know it as a witness. So with senses or without senses, I am able to objectify everything. Do I require a means of knowing to know that I exist? And you say, yes, there are means of knowing because of which you know that you exist. Then what is that means of knowing? Eyes? Means eyes see I? Eyes see I? Eyes, the ears hear I? Or ears hear something other than the I? And that too, ears are able to hear because there is an I behind it. Eyes are able to see a non-I because there is an I behind the eyes. Yeah. Chakshushash chakshuhu. Shrotrasya shrotram. So means you don't require eyes as a means of knowing for the existence of I. You don't require ears to know just because ears hear the sound of I, therefore I exist. No. Before any means, this is a big thing, very, very big thing. It's a very big thing. So basically, the senses are able to function because I am present behind them. Therefore, senses cannot objectify me. To senses, I is not evident, by which the existence of I is proven. Please understand. All the senses do not objectify I, by which, well, I know that I exist. No. Well, Swamiji, but mind. So just because mind thinks, therefore I am? Just because our mind thinks, therefore I am? Otherwise, or I am, therefore I think. That's a big thing, Descartes, we must be knowing about. I don't want to go, but that's how it is. Just because you don't think, you are not. So means you are not there in a deep sleep state. You are not there in deep sleep state where mind resolves, no thinking. You are very much there, that even to know the absence of thought, very much there. So you don't need mind in order to prove your existence. You don't need senses in order to prove your existence. That means what? That means what? To all this means of knowing, your I is not evident. Everything else is evident. I is not evident to any means of knowing. If I is not evident to any means of knowing, therefore existence of I should not be proven. Because what is evident only exists. If I is not evident to any means of knowing, therefore there is no existence of I. Would you agree with me? No. No, Swamiji, I exist. I know I exist. Therefore, well, I is something which doesn't require evidence. I is self-evident. Everything is not self-evident. Everything is evident to I through means of knowing, etc. That's fine. But everything is evident to I. But I is evident to itself, if you want to say. I is self-evident. And therefore, I is self-existent. Right? What is self-evident is self-existent. because evidence only leads to existence, to prove existence. So if I am evident, basically, I am self-revealing, self-evident, well, in that case, I am self-existent. I am the self-existent means I am the only being existent. I only am. Everything needs, well, ultimately evidence from me. What is that evidence we should know? I am coming to that point. What does this evidence means? Like the Swami sitting here is evident to your eyes, right? What is that evident? What is that evident? What is common in all the evidence? Swami's evidence, this microphone evidence, that evidence, this evidence. What is common in all evidence? What is that net result? Well, when you say, Swami is sitting and it is evident to me, I would now use another words for that. There is Swami consciousness. Right? Swami is evident to me means there is Swami consciousness. Well, pot is evident to you, to your eyes, means to you ultimately, means there is pot consciousness. Then there is clock is evident to you, clock consciousness or watch consciousness, whatever. Then this consciousness, that consciousness, this consciousness. What is invariable common in all evidence? Consciousness. Consciousness is the evidence, and consciousness is the self, because everything is evident to me. It is evident to me in all evidences. What is common is consciousness, and therefore that I must be consciousness, which is self-existent and self-revealing. I exist because I exist. I exist because I exist. I exist because you are seeing me. Kya baat hai? I exist because you are seeing me. No. I exist because I exist. Because I am evident to myself, I am self-evident, and therefore, well, definitely self-existing. Existence is my nature also, you can say. Yeah. And consciousness is my nature. Or consciousness is ever existent, invariable factor in all evidence. What is invariable in all evidence is consciousness. Consciousness ever exists. What is evident to you keeps varying. What is evident to I? Varying. Objects of consciousness vary. The consciousness never vary. Never vary. It always is. So anyway, so what is invariable in all evidence is consciousness, the self, that's called I, which is self-evident. It reveals itself and it reveals everything else. It reveals itself and it reveals everything else. So, of course, in English they use the word sometimes, this consciousness, etc., in a qualified sense. You know, this social consciousness and this consciousness, gender consciousness, etc. But what we are talking is unqualified consciousness. Consciousness as it is, which is the synonym for the word I. Either you say I or you say consciousness, is one and the same thing. When you add something in I, body, etc., well, then it's not a synonym. Body, etc., is an object of consciousness. They are evident to me. Therefore, thereby I prove the existence of the body. So mind, well, is evident to me, thereby I prove the existence of the mind. Or there is mind, it exists, that we know. So memory is evident to you, and therefore, well, memory is. The thought is evident to you, therefore, thought is. Knowledge is evident to you. I mean, intellect, pertaining to any branch, medicine, whatever. It's evident to I, and therefore you say knowledge is in my intellect. Loss of memory is evident to I, and therefore I say loss of memory is. So, well, hunger, well, is evident to you, and therefore, well, hunger is. Thirst is evident to I, and therefore thirst is. Everything. But I is evident to I only, self-evident. And therefore, I have not to prove the existence of I by any means of knowledge, and it is not required also. If everything is evident to I, the existence of I is automatically proven. So I am self-existent and self-revealing, or self-evident, you can say, same thing. So this unqualified consciousness is one's nature. So when you say, I am a human being, it's an error. Because a body which is an object of consciousness, I, you have lumped together with the real I, consciousness. I am black or I am white, etc. When you say, definitely attributes of the body also, which is evident to you, which is object of consciousness, that you lump together in the I. This is called subject-object error. This is called subject-object error, which is the cause of all problems, etc. I am mortal when you say, well, definitely the attribute of the body is going to die. So attribute of the body is added to this I. Object of consciousness and the subject I, consciousness, cannot be together. Object of consciousness is object of consciousness. I am just pure consciousness, self-evident, self-existing consciousness. And Upanishad says, well, idam sarvam, yad idam sarvam, ayam atma. Everything is this atma, the self, the consciousness. Everything is consciousness. This is too much. This is too much. Do you mean this heaven is yourself? I am heaven? Yeah. Then this hell is also, I am hell? Yeah. How can I be a heaven and hell? I can be either heaven or I can be hell. Perhaps you are both, and also you are none of them. That's the beauty. This is the magic. This is the magic. You are both, and at the same time, you are not either of them. That's the thing. So anyway, so what emerges from an inquiry into, well, these words, etc., of this Upanishad, this idam sarvam, I am Atma, etc., that, well, whatever we see or know is just consciousness. The known consciousness, the knower consciousness, the knowledge consciousness, the seen consciousness, the seer consciousness, the sight consciousness. Everything is just one consciousness, etc. Whatever is there in transaction. There are two types of transactions. One is we call as a transaction for knowing, in which, well, this seer, sin, etc. Or transactions of doing, karma vyavahara, etc. Well, we say the karta, karma, etc. That all triads. Anyway, so this self, I am Atma, because is everything. It is self-evident, and that is the real being, and everything exists on account of that being. Otherwise, you cannot prove existence of anything. Everything becomes evident to you, and therefore it exists. Therefore, you lend existence. You are existence by nature. You lend existence to everything. And everything shines, becomes evident, becomes object of knowledge in the same consciousness, I. Everything is in consciousness. Everything shines, becomes object of knowledge in consciousness. You cannot prove, starting from space to the ignorance, anything you cannot prove. The existence of anything you cannot prove outside consciousness. Cannot. Without consciousness, cannot. Beyond consciousness, cannot. Right? So they exist on account of this self-existent consciousness. They shine, becomes object of knowledge, right? On account of consciousness. This is how it is. What is the dimension of consciousness? What is the length of consciousness? I. What's the breadth of consciousness? I. What do you think? The moment you say it has 5 by 5 by 5, it's object of consciousness. That's evident to you. We are talking about that I to which everything becomes evident. If you say consciousness as a form, that form is evident to I. So consciousness cannot be an object. And therefore, well, it includes even space, etc., everything. Therefore, consciousness basically is specially limitless. Yeah. I am limitless consciousness, which is self-existent. Anyway, further I will talk to you tomorrow. Don't think this is end of it. I'll talk to you tomorrow, and then we can understand if everything is consciousness, this name and form, etc., is mithya, etc. They derive existence from consciousness. In a way I have said, but I have not yet used word mithya, etc., which we'll be seeing tomorrow, and we'll say that. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.